Timmy's Half-Pipe Havoc is an Intamin surf rider at the Nickelodeon Universe Indoor Theme Park in New Jersey. There are quite a few of these coasters across the globe, but this one is notable for a few reasons. I will explain why in this review. Intamin debuted the half-pipe coaster model in 2003. This was a U-shaped coaster with dynamics similar to a frisbee-style ride. LSMs in the station propel the train back and forth up two vertical spikes, simulating a pendulum motion. Then the ride vehicle was designed to look like a skateboard. On each end of the board, there were two groups of seats arranged in a circle that could spin. Intamin later debuted the Surf Rider model. This was an upgraded version of the half-pipe. It looked almost identical, but the spikes were modified to be slightly beyond vertical. Nickelodeon Universe The Mall of America added one of the first surf riders in 2008. This is Avatar Airbender. The ride was well received with guests as riders liked the intense back and forth motion and how close the vehicle got to the ceiling. So when the second Nickelodeon Universe opened at the American Dream Mall in 2019, it's not too surprising they added a clone of Avatar Airbender given its popularity and compactness. The ride would be named Timmy's Half-Pipe Havoc. This Nickelodeon Universe opened in October of 2019. Opening day was a bit of a buzzkill because multiple coasters were unavailable, including Timmy's. It opened 2 months late. The roller coasters at this park are notorious for two things: unreliability and rattling. Fortunately, this coaster has neither of those issues. Timmy's Half-Pipe Havoc may be their most reliable coaster. I haven't noticed any breakdowns in my visits, nor have I seen it repeatedly on the closed rides list. I have only seen it closed for annual refurbishments, which is reasonable given it's a year-round park. Then there is glossy smooth tracking. That usually is not too surprising for an Intamin, but it needs to be said here because the company's very own Sandy's Blasting Bronco next door is shockingly shaky on the valleys. Timmy's Half-Pipe Havoc is themed to the Fairly Odd Parents. There's a bombastic ride sign and some cartoony pop-outs alongside the coaster. The track and supports are a light purple. Then the skateboard has colors representing the two fairies from the show. One side is bright green for Cosmo. The other side is bright pink for Wanda. Their eyes are on the floor of the board. Then their crowns are in the center of each seat grouping. If you watched Fairly Odd Parents, you would know that Wanda tends to be the more serious one, and Cosmo tends to be the goofier one. Now I hope it was intentional, but each seat grouping sort of aligns with their personalities. The green seats tend to spin faster or more frequently. The pink seats usually spin, but it's often at a slower rate, and I've even seen some cycles where they didn't spin at all. So if you're like me and you want the wildest ride, definitely go for the green side. In all my visits to Nickelodeon Universe, this has always been a walk-on, but I could see this generating a bit of a wait on a busier day given its low capacity. This is included on the paid Quick Pass Skip the Line system, but I have never heard of it being necessary at this park. This ride only seats 12 riders total per cycle, and due to the shuttle nature, it only runs one train. The loose article policy at this park is very inconsistent. Sometimes they let you ride with everything in secured pockets. Sometimes they ask that everything be placed in the cubbies in the station. And in rare cases, I've been told that everything has to go in a locker. This used to be no big deal. For the park's first 1 to 2 years, lockers were free. But in my last visit, single-use lockers were $10 each. If you come across an employee that's forcing locker use and you come as a group, it may be worthwhile taking turns to avoid the locker fee. The early versions of this coaster had over-the-shoulder restraints. Timmy's has overhead lap bars, similar to the ones found in Intamin's newest thrill coasters. These are much better. They are nicely contoured across your lap, and they afford greater freedom. Once secured, the floor drops out. The cycle begins by launching you back and forth. The initial launches are quite mild. After a few of these, the ride starts getting some power. Every pass through the LSMs gives a slight kick, but the real thrill comes from the spin. On many passes, the vehicles seem to spin the second the LSMs engage, which gives a disorienting whipping effect. The max climbs are when this ride really shines. You get a handful of these each cycle. They each offer nice weightlessness, especially if you're at the apex. The spikes are roughly 8 stories tall, and you go really close to the end of them. Further, they are mere feet from the ceiling, which is a pretty scary visual. There's also another cool visual on the pullout. The station is positioned just below Nickelodeon's Slime Streak. There's plenty of clearance, but the head chopper illusion is effective once you're traveling at full speed. As for the cycle, I thought it was a decent length for this type of ride. It had the same number of max climbs as your average Frisbee has max swings. So what would I rate Timmy's Half-Pipe Havoc? I would give this ride a 5 out of 10. It's a fine coaster. The motion is fun. There are some decent forces between the sudden spins and weightlessness. And the visuals with the ceiling and Slime Streak are nice touches. I just think there are far better coasters out there, and I prefer a lot of Frisbee rides to this, including the one next door in Crane Prime Pandemonium. So those are my thoughts on Timmy's Half-Pipe Havoc at Nickelodeon Universe. What are your thoughts on this ride? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you considered subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.